Teaching children. There are some things you simply cannot do. And there's some places you simply cannot go. It's really great that so many instructors really love the children and care about the children. That's great. I think that's the most important aspect of being an instructor, how much you care. If you're going to teach a child, it's how much you care is what's really important, far beyond how much you know. But you have to know where the line must be drawn. So there are a couple of issues. So I'll give you an example. There was, at one time, an instructor that thought it would be cute to put on mascara for this girl. I think the girl was about 10 years old, right? Makeup. And I had to explain to the instructor that that is a role and a space for her mother. That's not for us. That's something her mother does with her. What her mother feels is right. It's wrong for any instructor to insert themselves into a space or role that is there for a child's mother. So there are a lot of examples of that, but you must have some common sense and think about it. Is this something that a mother should be handling or an instructor? And the same thing when it comes to young boys. Yes, sometimes 16-year-olds want to talk to the 12-year-old and give them a head start on some things. That's not always the best thing to do. But when it comes to an adult, you know, you're 21, you're in your 20s, late 30s, you should all know there's certain areas you don't go with a young man. Certain areas that's for this man's father to cross that threshold with. You know, things about manhood, anything, I don't know, shaving, girls, whatever it is, anything, right? We have to know where to draw the line. It's great to have a big open heart and to care a lot. However, there is a point where you have to hold back a little bit because it's not our place. No matter how much you care about the child, there's certain situations where it's the parent's responsibility and the parent's right. And it's not our responsibility and it's not our right to step into that. We have no right to do that. So I can give lots of examples, but I shouldn't have to. You should be able to think for a moment, is this a father's role or the instructor's role? Is this a mother's role or the instructor's role? Now, yes, there are kids that may be missing something at home. And we can give them a little extra, but we gotta use good judgment where we go with that. Now, same is true with kids that come in here with health issues. And it's obvious why they have the issues. You know, you've seen the kids holding on to the wall after doing 10 kicks. And it's obvious they're overweight, you know, and they always seem to be hungry. And they come in packed full of nothing but junk. And it's sad to see a 6-year-old, 5 and a 6-year-old overweight and looking like he's like 60. It's sad, right? Or a 7-year or 8-year-old. It's really sad. And I know it hurts. And it hurts every instructor that really cares. It really understands what's lying ahead for this kid's future. You know, their self-esteem, their health, I mean, everything. You know, we know where that's going. Unfortunately, a lot of parents, no matter how well-meaning and how highly educated, okay, I've seen from doctors, nurses and doctors, to therapists, and their children were messed up. And it was easy to see where it was going. They have big degrees, but when it comes to nutrition, they know nothing. And that's, everyone has a weakness, and that's theirs. You know, I know it's sad to see the kids that come in summer camp with lunch, and it's a slice of pizza. Then the next day, Tuesday, it's another slice of pizza. And then the third day, Wednesday, it's a slice of pizza. It's really sad. It was even sadder when you get to Thursday and you realize that the pizzas are looking worse and worse and worse. You realize that, damn, it's the same pie. Okay? Dad was too busy. His idea of a healthy lunch was buy a pizza pie, put it in the fridge, give him a slice every day. And of course, yes, a few years later, the kid needs the EpiPen, has all kinds of health issues. And that's pretty common, by the way. So many parents destroy their kids' future unknowingly with nutrition, or should I say poor nutrition, destroy, you know, the bloating and all the crazy. This is horrible. And you watch the girls, they go to puberty, and then you see all the issues coming up. And then what happens? The girls are in therapy, right? Some families have 3 girls in therapy. They were this big, they were fine. They were this big, they were fine. A lot of junk, they were fine. Puberty hit, started blowing up. So when that happened, it affected everything. And same thing, boys. So as an instructor, all we can do is suggest they eat less sugar, less refined carbohydrates, drink more water, have more fruit. We can only suggest, that's it. Okay? Most ain't gonna listen. Some will, but most are not. So as an instructor, you have to accept that you cannot save everyone. You cannot save every child. They have a destiny. They were born to these parents for some reason, some karmic retribution, I don't know what. And maybe in the future, their parents will wake up and learn. Maybe the child will realize, will study and learn and develop a healthier lifestyle. But we cannot intervene there. We can only show people the way, point them in the right direction where they have to walk. So be prepared. You are going to watch kids deteriorate. I've been doing it for 40 years. Does it hurt? Yes. Okay, the kids I know that are in the grave, right? It hurt. I couldn't even go to the funerals sometimes. Okay, because you see it all along the way. Parents think this is healthy and that's healthy and this healthy, that's healthy. And the kid's sick every other time and get crazy skin rashes and headaches and all kinds of stuff. And the parents go, oh, it's just an allergy. Oh, it's just this. And they make these reasons, these excuses. And in the end, you know, the child's health has been robbed and a lot of their future also with that. So as an instructor, you must know when it's time to take a few steps back. That's all you can do. Because by the way, if you push it, you probably piss off the parent. We had one child, we were really concerned that he may have a heart attack. The slightest thing, there was one of the kids that 5 kicked is holding onto the wall. Actually, that kid was 5, holding onto the wall. And he's trying to keep up with the other kids so hard, you know, and he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it, you know, and he breathed like he was about to die. So talked to the parents about it. Mom said, oh yeah, we're gonna take him to the doctor. Okay. 2 weeks later, same thing. What's the doctor? Always says he has to eat a little less. The doctor didn't know what to do with him. It was obvious. You know? And at one point, the testing, we didn't do much of anything. And the kid just really could not breathe. And I said, look, this is a liability. Okay, for the school, but it's also sad for the kid. I talked to the dad, I said, look, he's having some issues breathing. Okay, he's dizzy, right? He comes in with a lot of junk food, we notice. You know, I really think you need to address, you know, his diet and get him on a healthier path. It's young, so it's not a hard shift. And dad was offended. It went on to say how his father is a cardiologist and he knows all about weight and how he struggled with his weight for years. And now he has it under control. And then he abruptly pulled this child out of the school. So I already know what's in this child's future. I know 10 years from now what he will look like, what he will feel like, what his social life will be like, everything. But that's how it is. So it's one of the hard parts of being an instructor. A lot of teachers will not teach kids. They don't want to be bothered. For two reasons. One, they don't want to deal with kids. But two, a bigger one is they don't want to deal with the parents. And I understand this. However, in our school, we give everyone an opportunity. You know, if the parents really want the best for their child, they're going to be open-minded. And they're going to do, good parents will do whatever it takes to make sure their child is okay, to make sure their child is healthy, make sure their child is getting the best and doing the best. That's good parents. Now, the parents seem to be good parents or want to believe they're good parents, but the results show that something is lacking. They're missing something. And if they don't realize they're missing something and their kid is suffering, it's questionable if they're good parents, right? No question for me, they're not good parents. But anyone else will look and say, that's kind of questionable. So that, once again, as an instructor, you have to know that you can only go so far. You got to step back. You got to step back. Now, on the topic of children, gender confusion. Most instructors don't talk about it, and most people avoid it. No, let's not avoid it. There's a lot of gender confusion. There's nothing wrong with anyone being anything they want to be, because I believe in souls, then people, and then who you are. So I don't care where you come from, okay? I don't care if you're a man or woman. I don't care if you're a man that was a woman or when it was a man. No, I want to know who you are. That's what's really important, okay? One of my closest friends, he was a student first, and then he became, and then I worked for him, and then we became great buddies. He contacted me years later, and I tried to get him to come back to class, and he said it was a little more complicated because he became a woman, you know? I'm thinking like, wow, what an incredible journey, you know? But he is still in one of the deepest places of my heart. Well, actually that was she. And she can call on me anytime she needs. Because why? Because I connected to the soul. But there is gender confusion out here, and it does enter the school. So what's confusion, right? The kid comes in, they go in the boys' room, then they go in the girls' room. Then they go in the boys' room, the girls' room. And then the other kids are confused, parents are confused, the instructor's confused. So I have to wonder, is the child confused? I have to say, which dressing room do you feel you're supposed to be using? You know, you gotta approach that situation delicately. You know, it's children, okay? And we gotta get clarity, and then they choose one, and that's it. No more confusion, okay? So, but as an instructor, look, kids coming up today are coming up in a different time. It is a different world. And a lot of old school instructors can't handle it. They can't handle it. They get all messed up. They get scared, I believe. All right. Here, it's not a big issue. Just handle it. Okay, just handle it. Okay. If they go by she, we know where they go. That's the dressing room. If they go by he, that's the dressing room. If they go by we, that's fine. Choose. When you're here, just choose one you're going to use. That's it. Okay. So handle it straight on. Okay. And let that handle it, and then push it aside. Let's get busy. Let's start training. Let's start teaching. Let's see what your talents are, your strengths are. Who knows? It may become an incredible instructor. Maybe one of the best. The best is yet to come. So do not shy away from the gender issues, but also don't make it an issue. It's honestly not that big of an issue, unless They make it an issue, then they have an issue. And if they have an issue, just like anybody with any other issue, if it can't be worked out here, they got to find another place to work it out. Okay? But we do not discriminate. We do not judge. Okay? We connect the soul to the individual and find out, does that soul belong here or not? And if they want to be here and do the work, we should be doing everything to support them and to give them a place to feel safe, accepted, okay, and also a place where they can feel they can develop some empowerment. Okay, that's who we are. Okay, we are deliverers of empowerment. Okay, we're not deliverers of we don't judge people. Okay, we don't judge anybody that's different in any way. If someone comes to me, right, and they're wearing a Confederate flag, I'm like, oh, it's a Confederate flag. I'm not gonna give it much meaning. I gotta find out who this person is and what that flag means to them. If someone comes in here and say, I used to be part of the KKK, I'm not gonna go, I'm actually curious what brought you here. What was your upbringing like? I wanna know, I wanna learn, okay? And you'd be surprised. People are people. So we don't judge them by labels. We don't judge them, you're a Democrat. Some call them the Democrats now. We don't call them Republicans. We don't go, you're a Trump supporter. What the hell does that mean? A couple of fools did some stupid things, and he said some stupid things out of his mouth. So now anybody that believes in any truth that might have came out of his mouth, now they're a Trump supporter? No. No, that's stupidity, that's ignorance. Okay. Let's keep it real in this school. Okay, let's keep it eye to eye, heart to heart, soul to soul. Okay, let's keep it reality based. Let's find out who this person is, if they belong here or not. And that's it. And if they don't belong here, see it. Okay, if they belong here, great. Okay, our school is a big school. Because why? Because it's very open. We have open hearts, open minds. Okay, this is an open place, a place of infinite possibilities. And we don't know what we don't know. So there's so many kinds of people in the world that we have no idea of. We have to learn. So even for the instructor, this place is a learning experience. It's a constant learning experience. So keep your mind open, your heart open, and help us to keep our school open.